Contents. Part 1. Structure and Analysis of Biominerals. 1. On the transition temperature to calcite and cell lengths for various biogenic aragonites. Taiga Okumura, Masahiro Yoshimura, and Toshihiro Kogure. 2. TEM study of the radular teeth of the Chitinacanthopleura japonica. Mitsuo Kake, Masayoshi Yoshikawa, and Hiroyuki Mishima. 3. Experimental cremation of bone, crystallite size and lattice parameter evolution. Martina Greiner, Balazs Kochish, Mario F. Heinig, Katrine Mayer, Anita Tonkala, Gisela Group, and Wolfgang W. Schmal. 4. Effect of carbonic anhydrase immobilized on eggshell membranes on calcium carbonate crystallization in vitro. M. Soledad Fernandez, Betzabi Montt, Liliana Ortiz, Andronico Nera Carrillo, and Jose Luis Arias. 5. Proteomic analysis of venomous fang matrix proteins of Protobothrops flavoviridis, habu, snake. Tomohisa Agawa, Asa Sakikawa, Hajime Sato, Koji Muramoto, Hiroki Shibata, and Shosaku Hattori. 6. Characterization of goldfish scales by vibrational spectroscopic analyses. Masayuki Nara, Yusuke Maruyama, and Atsuhiko Hattori. 7. Relationship between bone morphology and bone quality in female femurs. Implication for additive risk of alternative forced molting. Natsuko Ishikawa, Shihiro Nishi, Ko-en Yamauchi, Hiroyuki Mishima, and Yoshiki Matsumoto. 8. Spectroscopic investigation of shell pigments from the family Nerididae, Mollusca, Gastropoda. Toshiyuki Komura, Hiroyuki Kagi, Makiko Ishikawa, Mana Yasui, and Takenori Sasaki. 9. 3D visualization of calcified and non-calcified molluscan tissues using computed tomography. Takenori Sasaki, Yu Makawa, Yusuke Takeda, Maki Atsushiba, Chong Chen, Koji Noshida, Kentaro Uesugi, and Masato Hoshino. Part 2. Molecular and cellular regulation of biomineralization. 10. Calcium ion and mineral pathways in biomineralization, a perspective. Gal Moore Khalifa, Karen Cahill, Leah Adadi, and Steve Weiner. 11. Identification of barnacle shell proteins by transcriptome and proteomic approaches. Yu Him Wang, Noriaki Ozaki, Wei Peng Zhang, Jin Sun, Irina Yoshimura, Miko Oguro Okano, Yasuyuki Nagata, Shu Chin Lin, Benny K.K. Chan, Pei Yuan Qian, and Kiju Okano. 12. The optical characteristics of cultured Akoya pearl are influenced by both donor and recipient oysters. Toshiharu Iwai, Masaharu Takahashi, Shimi Miura, and Takeshi Miura. 13. Influence of B vitamins on proliferation and differentiation of osteoblastic bovine cell cultures, an in vitro study. Kent Urban, Julia Auer, Sebastian Berklein, and Ulrich Plate. 14. Rice plant biomineralization. Electron microscopic study on plant opals and exploration of organic matrices involved in biosilica formation. Noriaki Ozaki, Takuya Ishida, Akiyoshi Osawa, Yumi Sasaki, Hiromi Sato, Michio Suzuki, Kiju Okano, and Yuko Yoshizawa. 15. DMP1 binds specifically to type 1 collagen and regulates mineral nucleation and growth. Anne George, Elizabeth Girardeau, and Yinghua Chen. 16. Exploration of genes associated with sponge silicon biomineralization in the whole genome sequence of the Hexactinellid Euplectella curvistillata. Katsuhiko Shimizu, Hiroki Kobayashi, Michika Nishi, Masatoshi Sukahara, Tomohiro Bito, and Jiro Arima. Part 3. Genome-based analysis of biomineralization. 17. The origin and early evolution of SCPP genes and tissue mineralization in vertebrates. Kazuhiko Kawasaki. Part 4. Evolution in biomineralization. 18. Immunolocalization of enamel matrix protein-like proteins in the tooth enameloid of actinopterygian bony fish. Ichiro Sasagawa, Shunya Oka, Masato Mikami, Hiroyuki Yokosuka, and Mikio Ishiyama. 19. Geographical and seasonal variations of the shell microstructures in the bivalve Scapharca botany. Kozu Nishida and Takenori Sasaki. Part 5. Biomineralization in medical and dental sciences. 20. Enhancement of bone tissue repair by octocalcium phosphate crystallizing into hydroxyapatite in situ. Osamu Suzuki and Takahisa Inada. 21. The relationship between the structure and calcification of dentin and the role of melatonin. Hiroyuki Mishima, Sake Tanabe, Atsuhiko Hattori, Nobuo Suzuki, Mitsuo Kake, Takashi Matsumoto, Mika Aikegame, Yasuo Miyake, Natsuko Ishikawa, and Yoshiki Matsumoto. 22. Fabrication of hydroxyapatite nanofibers with high aspect ratio via low-temperature wet precipitation methods under acidic conditions. Masahiro Okada, Emilio Satoshi Hara, and Takuya Matsumoto. 23. Physico-chemical characterization of the processes involved in enamel remineralization by CPP, ACP. Keith J. Cross, N. Layla Huck, Boon Lo, Li Ming Buddha, Bill Madadianos, Sarah Peterson, David P. Stanton, Yi Yuan, Coralie Reynolds, Glenn Walker, Pei-Yin Shen, and Eric C. Reynolds. 24. Molecular interactions of peptide-encapsulated calcium phosphate delivery vehicle at enamel surfaces. Noorjahan Layla Huck, Keith John Cross, Helen Myriforidis, David Philip Stanton, Yu Yen Chen, Brent Robert Ward, and Eric Charles Reynolds. 25. Preparation of random and aligned polycaprolactone fiber as template for classical calcium oxalate through electrocrystallization. Lazy Farias, Nicole Butto, and Andronico Nera Carrillo. Part 6. Bio-inspired materials science and engineering. 26. Dysprosium biomineralization by Penadiella sp. Strain T9. Takumi Horike, Hajime Kiyono, and Mitsuo Yamashita. 27. Various shapes of gold nanoparticles synthesized by glycolipids extracted from Lactobacillus casei. Yugo Kato, Fumio Kikuchi, Yuki Amura, Etsuro Yoshimura, and Michio Suzuki. 28. Octocalcium phosphate overgrowth on P-tricalcium phosphate substrate in metastable calcium phosphate solution. Mayumi Iijima and Kazuo Onuma. Part 7. Biominerals for environmental and paleo-environmental sciences. 29. Coral-based approaches to paleoclimate studies, future ocean environment assessment, and disaster research. Atsushi Suzuki. 30. An elemental fractionation mechanism common to biogenic calcium carbonate. Kotaro Shirai. 31. Biomineralization of metallic tellurium by bacteria isolated from marine sediment off Niigata, Japan. Madison Pasquale Mooner, Tadaki Matsuo, Hiromi Kimura, Hirokazu Takahashi, and Yoshiko Okamura. 32. Calcium oxalate crystals in plant communities of the southeast of the Pampean Plain, Argentina. Stella Maris Altamirano, Natalia Borelli, Maria Laura Benvenuto, Mariana Fernandez Hanen, and Margarita Osterieth. 33. Iron and calcium biomineralizations in the Pampean coastal plains, Argentina. Their role in the environmental reconstruction of the Holocene. Margarita Osterieth, Celia Freycinet, and Lucretia Freycinet. Part 8. Mollusk shell formation. 34. Skeletal organic matrices in mollusks. Origin, evolution, diagenesis. Frederick Marin, Aurelian Camille, Takeshi Takeuchi, Irina Bundaleva, Christoph Derlet, Elias Samankasu, and Dvorin Medikovic. 35. Functional analysis on Shelk 2 of Pacific oyster. Jun Takahashi, Shiko Yamashita, Kenji Kanasaki, and Haruhiko Toyohara. 36. Mollusk shells. Does the nacroprismatic model exist? Yannick Dauphin and Jean-Pierre Coué. 37. The Marsh's membrane. A key role for a forgotten structure. Jean-Pierre Coué and Yannick Dauphin. 38. Pearl production by implantation of outer epithelial cells isolated from the mantle of Pinctada fucata and the effects of blending of epithelial cells with different genetic backgrounds on pearl quality. Masahiko Awaji, Takashi Yamamoto, Yasunori Iwahashi, Kiyohito Nagai, Fumihiro Hattori, Kaoru Miyama, Makoto Kakanuma, Shigeharu Kinoshita, and Shugo Watabe. 39. Functional analyses of MMP genes in the ligament of Pinctada fucata. Kazuki Kubota, Yasushi Tsuchihashi, Toshihiro Kogure, Kaoru Miyama, Fumihiro Hattori, Shigeharu Kinoshita, Shohei Sakuda, Hiromichi Nagasawa, Etsuro Yoshimura, and Michio Suzuki. 40. Chitin degraded by chitinolytic enzymes induces crystal defects of calcites. Hiroyuki Kintsu, Taiga Okumura, Lumi Negishi, Shinsuke Ifuku, Toshihiro Kogure, Shohei Sakuda, and Michio Suzuki. 41. Screening for genes participating in the formation of prismatic and nacreous layers of the Japanese pearl oyster Pinctada fucata by RNA interference knockdown. Daisuke Funabara, Fumito Omori, Shigeharu Kinoshita, Kiyohito Nagai, Kaoru Miyama, Kikuhiko Okamoto, Satoshi Kano, Shuichi Asakawa, and Shugo Watabe. 42. Gene expression patterns in the mantle and pearl sac tissues of the pearl oyster Pinctada fucata. Shigeharu Kinoshita, Kaoru Miyama, Kiyohito Nagai, Shuichi Asakawa, and Shugo Watabe. Part 9, Appendix. 43. Selected SEM and TEM images by late Dr. Hiroshi Nakahara. Mitsuya Kake. Correction 2. TEM study of the radular teeth of the Chitinacanthoplora japonica.